How do we burst that leadership groupthink bubble? The bubble where everybody thinks the same as the leader, or doesn't think the same as the leader but's not prepared to speak up, not to ask questions or challenge. Yesterday I talked about one of the causes being bias, affinity and proximity bias. One of the other big factors, if not probably the factor, is the lack of psychological safety. Psychological safety is a term coined by Amy Edmondson, professor at Harvard University. And she did research, look it up, it's fascinating stuff. And her definition of psychological safety is the belief that one will not be punished or humiliated for speaking up with ideas, questions, concerns or mistakes, and the team is safe for interpersonal risk-taking. That means that everybody feels safe to question and challenge and say, well, I don't agree with that. And there'll be no reprimand or repercussion, and you won't be put down for thinking differently. And that environment of psychological safety is absolutely critical. If you don't have it, you'll have no new ideas, there'll be no creativity, there'll be no innovation, and they're core to the lifeblood of the organisation. And there's two examples of psychological safety, people not being feel safe to speak out, and one was Chernobyl. The operators knew what was going to happen, but they were threatened by not going ahead with the test to power down one of the reactors. In losing their jobs, they were threatened. There was no psychological safety. They were in fear of saying anything, and we all know what happened as a result. And another textbook example, and even Amy Edmondson said this was a textbook example of a lack of psychological safety. It was the Boeing 737 MAX disasters. And I've got some quotes here, emails sent to each other by staff, exchanged by employees, saying, would you put your family on a 737 MAX simulator-trained aircraft? I wouldn't. I'd be shocked if the FAA passes this turd. This is a joke. This airplane is ridiculous. Now, we know hundreds of lives were lost in the two 737 MAX disasters in the late 2018-19. The employees complained to each other and raised their concerns, but didn't raise it with the leadership. Why? Fear. Talk to you tomorrow.